Hello, everybody. This is Sunday. It's February 13th, and we are headed into week 6 of our online astronomy course. I hope you've all had a good week. And before we get started talking about Module 6, I want to share some astronomy news with you. This is about the James Webb Space Telescope. The James Webb Space Telescope has just sent back its first image. And instead of a crisp, finely detailed picture of a star cluster or a galaxy or something like that, this is a very crude image of 18 points of light. And this is what we were expecting to see. These 18 points of light come from the 18 hexagonal mirrors that live on the James Webb Space Telescope. And each of those forms a different spot on the detector of the telescope. Now, over the next months, scientists will be adjusting the mirrors to bring all those points of light to a single point of light. And here's what that looks like. You can see here are 18 points of light from the telescope's 18 mirrors. And each mirror has 6 actuators on the back of it, 6 motors that can adjust exactly how those mirrors are aimed. There's another mirror that can change the curvature. There's another motor that can change the curvature of the mirror a little bit. And so bring each of these points into a sharp focus. So when that's all done, there will be just one bright image on here. But right now there's 18 due to the 18 mirrors just not being properly aligned yet. In fact, you can count them. Let's see, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, here's 2 together, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 from the James Webb Space Telescope's 18 mirrors. So onward into Module 6. What's this all going to be all about? Well, we're going to start out learning about the moon, and the moon is someplace where human beings have actually stood. We've actually visited the moon. You can see behind me, there's an astronaut standing on the moon doing an experiment. In back of him is the lunar excursion module, the lunar module, the LEM, which carried them down to the surface. There it is. I can lean back and you can see it. So we'll be learning all about how the moon was formed. And that's an interesting story in itself, because it's believed that a Mars-sized object came in and collided with Earth. And that spewed out a lot of material that formed our moon. So you'll learn about how the moon formed and about what the moon is like, what it's made of. And we know what it's made of because these astronauts have brought back with them about 842 pounds of moon rocks. And those are still being analyzed today, and we've learned an incredible amount about the moon just from those moon rocks. There is a really cool video for you to watch. It's called Apollo 16, Nothing So Hidden. And this is my favorite video about any of the Apollo missions. It's a very old video. It's an old film, but it's still the best as for showing what really went on while the astronauts were up there on the moon. And it's about Apollo 16, and by then they had a little moon buggy that they were driving around on. So I hope you enjoy watching that. Now, the rest of the module is an overview of the solar system. And it just talks about the general characteristics of the solar system. For instance, there's 4 inner planets. Those are called the terrestrial planets because they're like Earth. They're small, they're dense, and they're rocky. Beyond those, there are 4 Jovian or gas giant planets. And those are large, they're less dense, and they're huge gas giants. And those are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So you'll find out about those. You'll find about the other objects that are in our solar system. You'll learn about asteroids, comets, and meteoroids. You'll also learn about the formation of our solar system, how our solar system formed out of a cloud of gas and dust about 4.5 billion years ago. And finally, you're going to be taking a look at some of the exoplanets, some of the planets orbiting other stars. And today we know of exactly 8,914 exoplanets, 8,914 other worlds. And that's just in one little part of the sky. You know, if you held out your hand at arm's length and you could just cover up that area of the sky with your hand. And so there's huge amounts of the sky we haven't even looked at. And so there are certainly many, many, many more planets out there than these 8,914 exoplanets. But you'll learn a little bit of something about their properties, and you'll also learn about how do we even find these. I mean, to even get an image of an exoplanet as a little point of light is terribly difficult, and that's how not most of them were found. And you'll find out how those were found. Anyway, I hope you enjoy learning about this terrific time. This is the great era of solar system exploration. It's only happening once, and here you are, part of it, witnessing it as it goes on. And so enjoy learning about that. Now, before I go, I want to take a look at what's in the sky. So it means I'm going to be pulling up Stellarium. There it is. So here's what's in the night sky. This is on Wednesday, the 16th. That is the night of the full moon. And the full moon for February is called the snow moon. And I have my fingers crossed that that's an accurate name, because snow is forecast for Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a snow moon. Now, North American Native Americans also call this the hunger moon, because this is a time of year when food supplies are dwindling, and they just have to wait until the snows melt and they can go hunting again. So right here, we're facing south. We're looking at the constellation of Orion and Canis Major, big dog, and there's Sirius, the brightest appearing star in the sky. But over in the east is where the moon is, the full moon. So I'm just going to turn over here to the east. And the full moon right now is in the constellation of Leo. And here is the head of Leo. It's sort of a backward question mark in the sky. Here's the backward question mark, and here's the body of the lion, Leo. And maybe you can see that a little bit better if I put on the lines. And so here's the backward question mark going down and the body of the lion. And maybe you can see it a little bit better if I put up the figures for Leo. Now, if I go back a day or two, so here's where the moon was on the 16th, Wednesday. Here's where it will be on Thursday, but let's back up. Here's Wednesday, here's Tuesday, and here's Monday. And you can see that the moon wasn't in Leo yet. So the moon over the next couple nights is going to move through Leo. Here's where it is Monday. Excuse me, wrong way. Monday, Tuesday. There's where it is Wednesday, Thursday. And by Friday, it has passed out of Leo and is entering the constellation of Virgo. Just to give you an idea how the moon moves in the sky. So go out, take a look at these constellations, take a look at this full moon. The full moon is always a great sight. So I hope you enjoy learning about the moon, about an overview of our solar system, and about exoplanets. And have a great, great week. As always, if you have any questions, you can always send me an email, or I'll be happy to set up a Zoom meeting or meet with you in person. But again, have a great week, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. So until then, bye-bye.